Grab some wood, bub. Okay, I have my appropriate shirt on today. I don't wear my appropriate bookish shirts very often because I usually film on a day that I'm working, but today, while I was working, I didn't have any on-camera events today, so that worked out really well. Every time I hear this title, the song starts to play in my head. I think of the movie, Grab Some Wood, Bub. That is the quote from this movie, but this video is not about this movie. I just had to say it. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, or welcome if this is your first time. This is such a fun tag because I absolutely am a huge fan of this movie, this song, all of it. But this is the Don't You Forget About Me book tag. That was originally created by Jolene at a bookworm adventure girl. Sorry. Jolene is a Canadian channel and she talks about the most unique and wonderful books, and the way she describes these books really always inspires me. I wish I were more like Jolene for sure. But this is an original tag by her, and I think it was just released recently. And when I saw it again, I just could not resist. I absolutely love the Brat Pack. I don't, the Brat Pack movies just stay with me forever. Anyway, the book tag. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prompts, and the sixth prompt is to tag people that you think are cool. So we'll get to that in a minute. But the first prompt is clean slates, books you've read but you don't remember. Now, I want to preface this by saying I'm not going to put screenshots of every book up as I usually do, especially lately because somebody gave me some great feedback about wanting to keep that longer. So I've been letting them trail out as I talk about the book. But in this case today, that would be a lot of work. And I just don't have time for it. I've got to be honest. So I'm going to just tell you the books, and then hopefully I'll have time to type them in the description box. There's a lot of them though, because here's what I did. The first prompt is where I just overdid. So the first prompt is called Clean Slates, books you've read, but you don't remember anything at all about them. So I went back into my Goodreads reading challenge list to get a few, right? So I went back to the first year that I tracked books in my Goodreads account, and that was in 2011. So I picked one from almost every year to current year. I know, I know. You're probably gonna groan now and say, I don't got time for this. All right, 2011, the book I do not remember anything about, Evenings at 5 by Gail Godwin. It's a very short book, it looks like, but no memory of what it was about at all. 2012, Spring Fever and Summer Rental, both by Mary Kay Andrews. I have no recollection of either one of those books. Plot, people, nothing. 2013, The Handcrafted Letter by Diane Maurer-Mathison. I have no memory of that at all. I don't even know if that is a nonfiction book I read because I was very creative at that time in my life, or if it's a fiction book about somebody writing a letter. I don't know, but I don't remember it. Like I never heard of it before. 2014, The Girls of August by Anne Rivers Siddons. Nothing. 2015, none of the books were forgettable for me in 2015, so that was good. 2016, The Unbecoming of Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. I think I still own this on a Nook or an ebook somewhere. I don't remember it at all, but I also remember not liking it. Like I have a feeling about it when I say it to you, so I must have had a reaction to it. 2017, The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. 2018, What the Dead Know by Laura Lippman. I really like Laura Lippman. I just don't remember anything about that book. Sad. 2019, Everything You Want Me to Be by Mindy Mejia. I don't know. Don't remember it at all. All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. No memory of this. Don't remember even reading that. Same for I See You by Claire Mackintosh. The Postman Always Rings Twice by James M. Cain. The novel title is very familiar to me because it's a classic and I have it on my shelves, and I do think that I have probably maybe read it even twice in my lifetime before I was tracking on Goodreads, but I don't really remember what it was about at all. And Watch Me Die by Erica Spindler, who was a guest at my library, a guest author who spoke about her book. I read it. I don't remember it. Never read another book by her either. 2020, the book I don't remember is The Better Liar by Tanen Jones. Sorry, I think I wrote that wrong. 2021, The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. Apparently, Mary Kay Andrews is not necessarily a winner for me in my memory phase anyway. The Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. She's very invisible to me. Don't remember her. 2022, A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins. I remember that I have liked other Paula Hawkins books before. I remember very little about this book except that I did not like it. In fact, I think I remember struggling to finish it, so I have no real memory of this book at all. And 2023, I remember all of them. And 2024, I remember all of them. So that's good. So there are a few years that I have no regrets or no memory issues with. But by and large, there's at least one in almost every year in the last however many I just talked to you about. Okay, prompt number 2 is called Genie's Lamp, books you wish you could forget about. Here's a recent one, Anna O by Matthew Blake. Oh, I was so disappointed by that. Also recent, The Wren Squared, if you will, by Anne Enright. Didn't like it. The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. I have really enjoyed a lot of Paul Tremblay novels, but The Pallbearers Club was not one of them, and it felt painful to read it, but read it I did. Without You, which was the Anthony Rapp memoir. Anthony Rapp was an actor in the original Broadway show Rent, and then he went on to star in the movie adaptation of Rent. I've loved Rent. It's one of my favorite shows. That memoir, though, was not delightful, and it made me feel a certain way about him that I kind of wished I hadn't read it. And the last one is A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. This was a horror novel I had very high hopes for. I was very much ready to read it. I think I buddy read this with Tammy from Believe in Your Shelf, and we both were not as delighted by it as we had hoped we would be. The third prompt is Forgotten Gems, books that I think need more love. The first one is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rivka Brunt. I have long loved this novel about a young girl, her relationship with her brother, and the secrets in this family, and lots of things occur that just left me emotionally weathered, but grateful that I had read it. The same is true for 2 books by the same author, Kate Atkinson, Life After Life, which is about a girl who keeps coming back to life in a different time period, and A God in Ruins, which is about another character from Life After Life. Love, love, love those books. Would love to reread them this year if I feel like I can part with some time to read some other things. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematory, which is a nonfiction book written by Caitlin Doty. It's about death. It is about the process of preparing bodies, for sure. Not for everybody. I get it. I did have family members who were in this profession, so it's probably why I have a sort of a higher tolerance to this, if you will. But I really loved this book. I loved the way she told this story about her time working at this crematorium. She also has, or had, I haven't watched it for a while, a YouTube channel. So but it was just, to me, it was a really good book. And I don't think anybody talks about it. And A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. So back to Paul Tremblay. A Head Full of Ghosts was my first book written by him, and I will never forget that book. And it has always felt like people don't talk about it so much. So maybe I'm missing the people who do talk about it. It has been out for a long time. In fact, I read it during a hurricane. I read it in the summer because I remember where I was when I read it, and I remember reading it during this hurricane and thinking, well, this is kind of creepy, but it was all good, right? So I think that is it. Yes, that's it for that prompt. And then the last prompt is Forget Me Nots, books I'll always remember, which are in many ways similar to these Forgotten Gems. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It's behind me. I could grab it, but you just know, that one is a really, really powerful stay in my heart forever book. Life After Life is another one, as I've just mentioned, so I did write that down. The Many Daughters of Afong Moy by Jamie Ford. I read that one not long ago, and that one will also always stay with me. Outlander by Diana Gabaldon is one that I will never forget. My sister recommended that I read it. I was in college again at the time, and I waited till semester ended to really read anything at that time. I didn't read a lot of books then. And I picked that one up because she was so enamored with it. And I will never forget that experience of reading that book and being with her in the discussing of it and in the enjoyment of many of the others in that series. And the last one is 84 Charing Cross Road by Helen Hanff. And this one I talk about a lot too, but it is also nonfiction about a relationship that she had with a bookseller in England who could get her some books that she could not get in the US. And I will always cherish that one. I really want to get to Q's Legacy. I really will probably buy that after I get off of my no buy challenge. Okay, so it says the last prompt says tag cool people that you want to do this tag. So I'm going to tag Tammy from Believe in Yourself because I adore her and I want to hear what she thinks about these and what she would put in these prompts. I also want to tag Jen at Jen's Reading Life. I've been watching her videos a lot lately. I really like her, and she reads a lot of classics and middle grade, and she reads a lot of different things than I do, so I would love to hear her thoughts on these prompts as well. I'm also going to tag Kat at Kat's Novel Adventure. She may or may not do this tag, which is fine. But Kat and I have a lot of similar loves, and not just in books, but in movies and different, TV series and different things. We have a lot of similarities, but also we live near each other, and we're probably both, kind of connected to this movie in some way or another, whether she liked that movie or not. It's fun, but I would really enjoy seeing what Kat would say about these prompts. And I'm going to tag Audrey at Chapter and Converse. I don't know that Audrey knows a thing about me, so she may find this to be a little strange, but I feel like Audrey may have an affinity for this song and this movie as well. But also, she reads some similar books to me and some that I've never heard of or would never have probably picked up or learned about. So I think that would be fun. I will tag her as sort of a stranger tag, if you will. Okay, thanks for watching today. Thanks for listening to my tag video. I do love these. I just don't do them as regularly as some people do, but they're very, very fun. And I hope you enjoy them too. Let me know what some of your answers would be if you had done this tag. If you have a channel and you're watching, feel free to do this tag without me specifically calling you out, because tags are for everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope this song is not a nasty earworm in your ear. Hopefully it's one that you love. And as always, happy reading. Bye.